My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 22nd November 2021. The focus of our reflection: giving may be considered as loss and deprivation in the sight of the world, but in the sight of God, every act of giving is gaining God's favor and abundant riches. Many do not want to give because they think it reduces what they have. They feel deprived of what they can enjoy for themselves. For them, every act of giving is a loss, reduction, and deprivation. That is why many are driven by a spirit of grabbing and accumulating. This is truly a culture of greed and manipulation. In contrast to such a culture, we have an imitable example of a poor widow in the gospel. In comparison to the other rich people, she gives very little to the temple treasury, just 2 copper coins. As a number and quantity, it is very insignificant and ignorable, but it comes from an abundant heart, out of an abundance of love, trust, joy, and generosity. In the first reading from Daniel, also, we have a similar story in the case of Daniel, along with his 3 companions, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. They demonstrate the same spirit of giving. It is not merely a matter of giving something materially, it is much more. It is self giving to God. They give themselves to God in faith and surrender. They give their loyalty to God. Even in slavery under a pagan king, they do not give up their trust and obedience to God's ordinances. We are told that they resolve not to defile themselves with the food or the drink of the king. Apparently and practically, every giving will cause some inconvenience and loss. The poor widow loses her means of sustenance, her security for tomorrow. The 4 young men lose their chance to enjoy rich food, to become strong and fit. They had to content themselves with mere vegetables. They also stood the danger of penalty for defying the king's order. But their selfless giving with faith in God pleases God and is rewarded. The poor woman too merits appreciation by Jesus himself. And the 4 youths are given surpassing wisdom, understanding, learning, and skill. They win the king's favor. They become beneficial and exemplary for others. They will become later the channels of testimony to Yahweh, the true God, before the pagans. Saint Cecilia, whom we commemorate today, was such a woman who gave testimony to her faith even to the point of martyrdom. Now the direction and the directive for our life: Those who are greedy and self centered and refuse to give do not realize what an immense grace of God they are losing. The more we give, the more we will be given.